Peppa Pig, the Great Bubble Chase. It's a sunny day, and the pig family is playing with bubbles. Daddy Pig decides bigger is better. Whoa! Oh no, the bubble escapes. Peppa and George chase it across the garden. And Daddy Pig pretends he's still 20 years younger. The bubble floats, the pigs chase, and no one remembers that it's just soap and air. And now, Daddy Pig is officially trapped inside the world's biggest bubble. The bubble pops. The pig family is covered in soap and laughter. And Daddy Pig decides maybe smaller bubbles are safer.
Peppa Pig and the doctor at the hospital. Today, Peppa Pig, George, and Mummy Pig are riding on Panda's bus. Everyone is chatting and laughing together. Soon, the bus arrives at the hospital. Peppa's family gets off the bus and waves goodbye to Panda. Oh, Mummy Pig is pregnant. Today, she has come to the hospital for a checkup. Peppa Pig and George follow her into the clinic. Wow! There are so many medicines and medical tools inside the room. Nurse Rabbit walks over to greet them. Peppa Pig and George are asked to wait outside in the hallway. While waiting, Peppa Pig and George start playing chase in the hallway. They run around happily. George jumps up onto a long bench. Oh no! George slips and falls down. Peppa quickly runs over to check on him. There is a small bump on George's leg. Just then, Dr. Dog walks over holding a box of medicine. Dr. Dog smiles and invites Peppa Pig and George into the examination room. Inside the room, Nurse Rabbit and Mummy Pig are chatting happily when Dr. Dog arrives. Peppa Pig carries George and follows behind. George lies down on the examination chair so Dr. Dog can look at the injury. Dr. Dog takes out a special spray bottle. George feels a little scared. He closes his eyes and stretches out his leg. The spray medicine is gently sprayed onto the bump. Wow! The bump on George's leg quickly becomes smaller. Peppa Pig looks at George's worried face and giggles. George looks down at his leg. Oh, it already feels much better, and it doesn't hurt anymore. George happily thanks Dr. Dog. Everyone in the room laughs together. Doctors are wonderful. Dinosaur House. It was a beautiful day at the pig family's house. Peppa, George, Mum Pig and Dad Pig were sitting around playing. Suddenly, crash! A very loud noise comes from the ceiling. Peppa is startled and cries out, "Oh my goodness, what was that?" Daddy Pig steps up to check and says in surprise, "We need to call Mr. Rabbit, the builder, to fix the roof right away." Soon after, Mr. Rabbit arrives in his tool-filled truck. He greets them cheerfully. "Hello, pig family. Well, a meteorite crashed through your roof. Not to worry, I will fix it." Mr. Rabbit looks down at George and asks, "I want a new roof, would you like?" "Dinosaur! Grrrr!" Mr. Rabbit laughed out loud. "A dinosaur house! Brilliant idea! Leave it to me." Mr. Rabbit gets to work right away, from morning till night, into the daytime. Mr. Rabbit wipes the sweat from his forehead and calls out, "All done! Come and have a look, everyone!" The pig family walks out and is absolutely amazed. The house has been painted entirely in bright green, and the roof now has sharp spikes just like the back of a giant dinosaur. Splendid! George jumps up and down with joy. Grrr! Dinosaur! Dinosaur!
Peppa goes shopping. Today, Peppa and her family are going to the supermarket. They are excited to buy some tasty snacks. First, they look at the fresh fruits. George loves bananas. Peppa picks her favorite apple. So many candies and cookies to choose from. Peppa chooses star-shaped cookies. George finds some gummy bears. Mummy Pig reminds them to buy something healthy too. Popcorn for a movie night. George adds some potato chips. The basket is getting full. Now it's time to pay. The cashier scans all the snacks. Mummy Pig pays at the counter. They leave happily with their shopping bags. Oh, what a fun trip to the supermarket!
The magical gummy candy race Peppa has always dreamed of. Today, Peppa Pig is hosting a fun and exciting candy race. Peppa secretly keeps some gummy candy just for herself. And George wants to do the same too. Then Daddy Pig and Mommy Pig come over to them. Let's start the race together. And everyone happily agrees, shouting, "Candy race! Candy race! E!" The racers line up at the starting line, counting 1, 2, 3, go! Yeah! The first track is a sweet candy road, and the races weave, and Mommy Pig is still in the lead. At the final stretch, Mummy Pig gets stuck in a giant gummy candy, and Daddy Pig happily zooms past. Ha ha! It's time for Daddy Pig to hold the trophy and celebrate. Yahoo! Yahoo! While everyone happily cheers and congratulates him. Today is such an exciting and wonderful day. Peppa's surprise night, discovering a secret. On a lovely full moon night, Peppa and George are sleeping peacefully and dreaming a beautiful dream. Suddenly, a little noise wakes Peppa up. "George, wake up!" Peppa whispers softly. The strange noise happens again, and Peppa decides to go and investigate herself. George follows Peppa quietly behind. Ah! The toys have come to life!
Yeah.
Peppa and George peek at each other, then slowly walk in to see what's happening. When the toys see them, they quickly pretend to stop moving. Peppa and George have discovered the secret! Come on, let's wake up and play together! Let's play a puzzle game together. George suddenly has an idea and a big puzzle appears. Everyone takes a red square and places it into the empty space. One by one, everyone fills in their piece. And at last, the puzzle is complete. Ha ha ha! That was really fun, wasn't it, George? What a wonderful and exciting night we had today! Yay! The dinosaur car. Today, Mummy Pig is staying at home to relax, while Daddy Pig takes Peppa and George for a lovely drive in the country. Daddy Pig, Peppa and George are having a wonderful time driving up and down the hills. But suddenly, the car makes a loud sputtering noise. Poof! Clank!
Hey, hey!
Mr. Rabbit pops his head out from the garage. He opens the front of the car, coughs from the puff of smoke, and shakes his head. The engine is completely broken and much too damaged to fix today. What on earth has Mr. Rabbit invented? Out of the garage rolls a giant green metal dinosaur on wheels. It is the mechanical dinosaur car.
Aha! Oh!
George's eyes go wide with joy as he roars, "Dinosaur, gra!" Daddy Pig, Peppa and George climb onto the dinosaur car and ride it all the way home. Mummy Pig comes outside, looking very surprised by the loud stomping noise. Everyone loves the new dinosaur car, and the whole family falls flat on their backs, laughing together.
Sweet honey. One sunny afternoon, the older sister and her little brother went into the garden to catch butterflies. Suddenly, while chasing a bright yellow butterfly, they unknowingly came close to a beehive hanging from a tree branch. A small noise disturbed the bees, and in an instant they swarmed out, buzzing loudly. Frightened, the sister and brother screamed and ran as fast as they could, their hearts pounding, not daring to stop until they finally reached home. Breathless, they told Dad what had happened. Instead of scolding them, Dad smiled thoughtfully. After a moment, he came up with an interesting idea. He suggested that instead of being afraid of the bees, the family could plant lots of flowers near the beehive, so the bees would have plenty of nectar to collect. That way, the bees would stay busy around the flowers and be less likely to fly around wildly. And in time, the family might even enjoy fresh honey of their own. The next day, the whole family got to work together. Dad dug the soil, Mum planted the seeds, the sister watered the young plants, and the little brother carefully pulled out weeds. Before long, a colourful patch of flowers began to grow beside the beehive. When the flowers bloomed, the bees came buzzing back, gently flying from blossom to blossom, filling the garden with soft humming sounds and a sweet fragrance in the air. One day, Dad carefully collected a small amount so everyone could taste it. The smooth, sweet flavour melted in their mouths, and smiles spread across their faces.
Peppa Pig's Pirate Treasure Hunt. Peppa Pig and George are lying in bed. It is time to go to sleep. Daddy Pig is reading them a bedtime story. His voice is calm and gentle. In the story, the Peppa Pig family becomes pirates. They are sailing on a ship across the big blue sea. Daddy Pig is steering the ship, holding Peppa Pig proudly. Mummy Pig and George are looking through a telescope, searching the sea. Daddy Pig makes the boat go faster across the sea. Oh, Mummy Pig spots a big rock ahead. Daddy Pig quickly turns the ship to avoid the rock. Soon the ship stops at a small island. Everyone chats happily as they explore. Oh, George sees a key hanging on a coconut tree.
Ha!
The Peppa Pig family stands under the tree. Daddy Pig tries to reach the key, but it is too high. So Daddy Pig lifts Peppa Pig up. Peppa reaches out and gets the key. Now they travel to the next place. The ship arrives at a candy island. Oh, there is a pink treasure chest on the island. The family gathers around the chest. Peppa Pig takes out the key and gives it to Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig puts the key into the lock and opens the chest. Wow! The chest is full of delicious candy! And that is the end of Daddy Pig's story. Peppa Pig is feeling very sleepy now. George is already fast asleep. Daddy Pig quietly leaves the room. What a lovely and exciting story.
Peppa visits the museum. Peppa and her family drive to the big museum on a sunny morning. They park the car and walk excitedly to the entrance. Giant dinosaur statues welcomes them at the gate. Inside, the museum halls are bright and full of wonders. Peppa looks up in awe at the massive dinosaur skeleton. George points and giggles at the dinosaur's big teeth. The family moves to the ancient history section. Old pots, tools, and golden crowns sparkle behind glass. They enter the space gallery filled with stars and planets. Everyone gazes at a model of the solar system. Next is the future technology room with robots. The robot wave as the family walks by.
I love you.
Peppa claps happily, watching the robot dance. Daddy Pig laughs, taking pictures of everyone. A bell rings. The museum is about to close. The family slowly walks toward the exit, smiling. Outside, the sun begins to set behind the museum. Peppa waves goodbye. A perfect day of discovery ends. Peppa's music class. A bright morning shines through the window of the music room. Peppa and her friends hurry inside, full of excitement. Miss Gazelle enters, smiling gently as she rings a tiny bell. Everyone sits down, eyes filled with curiosity. A big box opens. Inside are colorful instruments. Peppa spots a red guitar and gasps with joy. Danny taps a drum. Boom, boom. Rebecca blows the trumpet. Toot. What a funny sound! Laughter fills the room like music itself. Miss Gazelle raises her hand, keeping a soft rhythm. Peppa strums her little guitar proudly. Danny plays faster. The beat gets lively. Susie shakes her tambourine with a happy grin. Together they create a cheerful, messy melody. Colorful notes float in the air like bubbles. The music slowly fades into a calm tune. Miss Gazelle smiles, clapping her hands softly. The children bow together, their hearts full of joy. As the bell rings, Peppa waves goodbye, her little guitar still shining in the sun. Peppa in art class. It's art time at Peppa's school. Everyone is excited to paint today. Madame Gazelle shows them today's theme, the rainbow. They all pick their favorite colors. Peppa makes a colorful mess. Susie helps Peppa clean the paint. Danny discovers a new color. Peppa spots a real rainbow. Everyone runs to see it. Peppa gets an idea. She mixes all the colors together and paints a beautiful rainbow. Everyone adds their own touch.
Wow!
Madame Gazelle hangs their masterpiece. They all clap proudly. Peppa giggles at her painty hands. Their classroom is full of laughter. They admire their rainbow art. Peppa's rainbow shines inside and out.
The family painting, Dad and Mom walk through an art exhibition. They slowly pass by many beautiful paintings, landscapes, portraits, vivid colors everywhere. Mom stops in front of a family painting. Her eyes soften. She gently says, "What if our family painted one together?" Dad looks at her and smiles, nodding. Dad drives to pick up the two kids from school. They run out and hug him. On the way home, they stop by a supermarket. Dad and Mom choose a large canvas frame. The kids excitedly pick paints, brushes, and palettes. They all carry the items to the counter, full of excitement. Back home, Dad places the canvas in the middle of the living room, a blank white surface. The whole family stands there for a moment, then bursts into laughter. Mom goes first. She gently paints 4 figures, Dad, Mom, sister, and little brother, standing together holding hands. Dad follows. His brush strokes are stronger. He paints the garden, green trees, a fence, a sowl path. The sister climbs up next. She paints birds flying in the sky. The little brother adds small animals on the ground, colorful and playful. The painting slowly fills up. The colors blend together, a bit messy, but warm. Dad steps back. Mom stands beside him. The 2 kids jump around happily. The painting is finished. The whole family stands and looks at it. A quiet moment. Dad gently wraps his arm around Mom. Mom rests her hand on the kids' shoulders. The painting isn't perfect, but it's truly theirs. The kids smile brightly. Dad and Mom look at each other with love. The whole family stands in front of the painting, just like the painting itself.
Peppa Pig at hospital! Oh no! Peppa Pig is feeling very sick today. She has a high fever, and Mummy Pig is terribly worried. Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig quickly help Peppa into the car and drive straight to the hospital. Outside the examination room, Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig wait anxiously, their faces filled with worry. Inside, the doctor checks Peppa carefully and prepares medicine for her. Slowly, drop by drop, the medicine flows into Peppa's body, helping her fever go down and easing her discomfort. When the doctor comes out, Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig rush to ask about Peppa's condition. Then Everyone goes together into the room to see her, and there she is. Peppa is feeling better and sleeping peacefully. Mommy Pig and Daddy Pig finally smile again. They laugh softly with relief. They were so worried. But luckily, Peppa is absolutely fine. Peppa's dream. One quiet night, Peppa drifts into a dreamy sleep. What kind of dream adventure will Peppa have? She floats gently into the sky. Wow! A rainbow slide appears just for her. Flowers bloom bigger than ever before. Butterflies dance in the soft morning glow. Wow! Oh, a mountain made of cake. She comes down laughing all the way. A giant paper airplane joins the dream. Peppa flies among the stars. Look, a castle in the clouds. Its lights shimmer like moonbeams. She gazes at it, wondering who lives there. Colorful balloons appeared. Peppa grabs a glowing balloon. It lifts her higher and higher. She waves to the moon with a sleepy smile. Pop! The dream begins to fade. Back in her cozy bed again. Good night, little dreamer, Peppa.
Mummy Pig's surprise birthday! Mummy Pig and Peppa Pig had just come home from their evening walk. Mummy Pig felt thirsty and asked Peppa to get some water. While waiting, Mummy Pig heard strange noises outside the door. Clack, clack, thump, thump. Clack, clack, thump, thump. Mummy Pig thought it was just the leaves in the yard, so she waited calmly for Peppa. But outside the house, Daddy Pig and George were preparing a birthday surprise for Mummy Pig. They had a cake and a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Daddy Pig and George quietly came into the house through the back door so Mummy Pig would not see them. Daddy Pig put the cake on the table. George hid behind the curtain with the flowers. Soon, Mummy Pig and Peppa walked into the dining room. They saw the birthday cake and were very surprised and happy. Then George came out from behind the curtain with the flowers. Mummy Pig smiled, hugged George and said thank you. So Mummy Pig's birthday was celebrated with both cake and flowers. Peppa said that Daddy is great. The whole family sang a birthday song together. Mummy Pig felt very happy. It was a wonderful birthday. Cleaning the house with Peppa Pig and friends. Inside the bus, Peppa and her friends are chatting and laughing together. Suddenly, George points to the side of the road. Oh, look over there! It's Miss Rabbit! She is standing beside a bush of flowers. Mr. Panda stops the bus. Peppa and George hop off and run toward Miss Rabbit. But what is Miss Rabbit doing here? Oh, Miss Rabbit is admiring the beautiful flowers. Peppa invites Miss Rabbit to ride the bus with them. The bus is happily rolling along the road. Soon, the bus arrives at Susie Sheep's house. Here is Susie Sheep. She is busy cleaning her washing machine. The room looks a little messy. Peppa and her friends decide to help Susie clean up. is tidying the books and putting them neatly on the shelf. George is putting away the toys. Candy Cat is sweeping the dusty floor. Wow! Freddy Fox is carrying a big pile of things. And he is even balancing a ball on his head. Freddy Fox and George put the toys neatly into a box. George runs over to help Peppa move a heavy dumbbell. Peppa and George give each other a happy high five. Look at that! The room is now clean and tidy. All the toys and items are neatly put away. The floor has been swept and cleaned until it shines. Miss Rabbit gives everyone a sweet candy as a reward. All the friends laugh happily together. Working together makes everything easier.
The BBQ fire mishap. Today, Dog Chef is making the biggest BBQ ever!
Aha!
Daddy Pig knows exactly who to call, and Peppa couldn't be prouder to hit the alarm.
Okay.
The rescue team arrives faster than the smell of burnt sausages. From that day, everyone remembered, BBQs are fun, but safety makes them taste even better. When Mom and Dad are out, morning, soft sunlight shines into the living room. The house is still tidy and quiet. Mom and Dad get ready to go out. Mom and Dad both bend down in front of the two siblings, signaling with their hands, "Stay inside the house." The siblings stand close together. They nod obediently. The door closes. The house becomes completely silent. The siblings turn to look at each other. Both break into mischievous smiles. The younger brother runs to the sofa. He picks up a pillow and tosses it lightly into the air. The older sister catches it and throws it back. They toss the pillow back and forth. The pillow flies up and down. Both laugh happily. The older sister stops, looks around the room, an idea forming. She takes out a box of paint and a few brushes. They spread paper out on the floor and dip the brushes into the paint. They paint with bold strokes. The brush slips past the edge of the paper, drips onto the floor. The younger brother hurriedly grabs a cloth and bends down to wipe. The paint spreads even more. The room gradually becomes messy. Pillows on the floor, drawing paper scattered, paintbrushes rolling away. Both lean back against the sofa and sit quietly for a while. The younger brother yawns. The older sister rubs her eyes. They slowly slide down onto the floor, lying among the mess, eyes closing. They fall asleep a while later. The front door opens. Mom and Dad walk in. Mom looks around the room. Pillows, toys, drawing paper, paint stains. She stands still, shakes her head. Dad smiles, bends down gently, and pulls a thin blanket over the two children. Peppa and the Lighthouse Adventure. Today, Peppa's family is going on a boat trip. They are very excited to visit a special lighthouse. A very large boat was anchored at the harbor. George quickly got on board.
Hello! Let's go!
The boat glides over the waves. The cool wind and the sparkling sea make the trip even more fun. Suddenly, some seagulls fly by. Peppa and George waves and laughs with delight. There it is! The lighthouse appears, tall and shining over the wide blue sea. Daddy Pig opened the door, and the whole Peppa Pig family went inside the lighthouse. Peppa and George follow Mummy and Daddy Pig up the stairs. It's a long climb, but everyone is having fun. Wow! Such a huge lighthouse lamp! From the top, the ocean looks endless. Peppa sees how the lighthouse guides boats safely across the sea. It was a wonderful trip. Peppa's family had a day full of joy and adventure at the lighthouse. One day at school. Today, Peppa and her friends are having a fun day at school. Let's join them! It's a bright and happy morning at school. Peppa and her friends are excited to start the day. Today, they are learning new and fun things. Peppa loves to answer questions. Everyone wants to join in the lesson. The classroom is filled with laughter. It's time for playtime. Whoa! Yahoo! It's lunchtime now. Everyone has a tasty lunch. What a lovely day at school. Goodbye, everyone. The fun adventure with our new friend, Teddy Toy Bear. Peppa's bright and colorful toy room. Peppa and George are having lots of fun playing in the toy room. All of a sudden, the giant teddy bear begins to wiggle. And Peppa and George stare in surprise. And just like that, the chase begins! Ha 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 ha! The teddy bear walks into the magical toy world, and suddenly it starts to grow bigger and bigger. George catches up and giggles. What a big teddy bear! Then he gets a clever idea. He hides behind it to surprise everyone. Peppa runs after him and looks all around, but she can't see George anywhere. So she calls out loudly, "George! George! Where are you?" George answers back, and Peppa spots him right away. She giggles and runs over quickly. Peppa and George laugh and play with the giant teddy bear toy. What a fun and happy adventure. What a fun adventure with their new friend. Let's protect the environment together. One morning, Peppa and George play in the garden. But, oh no, the garden is messy. Peppa and George don't like a dirty garden. Pig shows them recycling bins. Plastics go into the recycling bin. And paper goes into the other bin. They collect all the rubbish together. Daddy Pig is proud of them. Now the garden is clean again. Let's protect the environment together. Peppa's birthday party. It's a bright morning in Peppa's house. Something special is happening today. Peppa jumps out of bed, ready for her big day. Mommy Pig makes a delicious breakfast. Peppa has invited all her friends to the party. Everyone helps decorate the house. Mommy Pig is baking a special birthday cake. Everything is set. Peppa can't wait. Here come Peppa's friends with gifts and smiles. Peppa welcomes everyone with joy. The room is full of laughter. It's time for some fun games. Daddy Pig calls everyone inside. The cake is ready.
Go, go, go!
Everyone sings happy birthday for Peppa.
Happy birthday!
Peppa makes a special wish and blows out the candles. Everyone enjoys the sweet treats. Peppa's birthday was full of laughter and love. It was a great day. Peppa's Lantern Festival. The sun is setting. The festival is about to begin. Hey, let's make handmade lanterns.
Okay.
Peppa is making a red lantern, and George made a green one.
Thank you!
Friends are coming to join the fun.
Woohoo!
George's light is off, but don't worry. Daddy Pig can fix it. Today is so great. Happy Lantern Festival, everyone! The giant duck. It's a sunny day. Peppa and George are playing with boats.
Sail, little boat.
Oh dear, the boat's crashed.
Woohoo!
Wait, what's that
Duck, big duck. That's not a normal duck.
sound? Oh no, it's a giant duck. Peppa and George are running from a giant duck. Oh dear, Peppa's all muddy now.
Not funny, George. No, go away, duck.
Wait a minute. That's not a duck.
Surprise! I'm Daddy Duck.
Daddy, you scared us.
Peppa loves muddy puddles. George loves ducks. And everyone loves Daddy Duck. George Pig's Dino Adventures. Here's your present, George.
Whoa!
Wow!
Yippee!
Inside the box is a dinosaur. Today, Peppa's family visits the dinosaur museum.
George, what do you like best in the whole world?
Whoa! Dinosaurs!
There are big dinosaurs, small dinosaurs, all different shapes and colors. And look at that one, a bright yellow dinosaur with shiny spikes.
Dinosaur.
Now, Peppa's family finds a very special dinosaur. Look, there's a sign. Now the dinosaur's dancing. What a funny day at the museum. Let's do housework. Today, Peppa and her family are helping at home. Everyone has a little job to do. Let's see how they work together. Peppa wipes the table, George puts away his toys, Daddy Pig cleans the floor, and Mommy Pig dusts the bookshelf. Working together makes everything easier and more fun. The house is clean and tidy. Well done, everyone!
A night without electricity. One evening, while the whole family was having dinner together, the electricity suddenly went out. The lights flickered once and then disappeared, leaving the house in complete darkness. For a brief moment, everyone froze. Then Dad calmly stood up, found a few candles and lit them. A soft golden glow slowly spread across the room, bringing warmth back to their faces. The family moved closer together, sitting in a small circle around the table. Mum began telling stories from her childhood about simple days filled with laughter and small adventures. Dad added a few humorous details, making everyone chuckle. The sister and little brother listened attentively, their eyes shining in the soft light. Outside, the night was quiet, and only the faint sound of wind brushing against the windows could be heard. Inside, the calm atmosphere made time seem to slow down. Without phones, television, or bright lights, everyone focused entirely on one another. As the night went on, the little brother started to feel sleepy. He leaned his head gently against Mum's shoulder, his eyes slowly closing. Mum smiled and wrapped an arm around him, rocking him slightly. In that flickering candlelight, the family felt a deep sense of comfort and closeness, as if the darkness outside had only made their bond shine brighter. Though the power outage was unexpected, it turned into a quiet and unforgettable moment. A simple evening filled with warmth, love, and togetherness.
The sweet-making machine of Professor Lion. Today, Peppa and her friends visit Professor Leo's lab.
Wow!
Aha!
where sugar, flour, and curiosity blend into one. Professor Leo proudly declares, each button creates a culinary masterpiece. Naturally, no one dares to press one, yet... No one's sure whether to eat first or clean first. A moment both delicious and sticky. It turns out every invention comes with a little chaos and a little sweetness at the end. An exciting day in the mysterious dinosaur garden. It was just another normal day, just like always, in Peppa's little world. While they were playing happily together, a mysterious secret world suddenly appeared. And whoosh! It pulled them both into a magical, mysterious space. Wow! A dinosaur world! They both saw a giant volcano and felt so excited. As Peppa slowly walked closer, the volcano suddenly started to rumble and erupt. Sparks were shooting everywhere, and then one giant smoky spark rose up high into the sky. Poof! It transformed into a big dinosaur. George saw it and shouted excitedly, "Dinosaur! Dinosaur!" They were happily playing when the mysterious space appeared again. And just like that, they were back in their cozy little home. What a fun and unforgettable day it was. Peppa Pig and the hospital incident. It's a peaceful morning, and Mummy Pig is riding with Peppa and George in Mr. Panda's car. Today, Mr. Panda is taking the family to the hospital for Mummy Pig's pregnancy checkup.
Bye-bye.
When they arrive, Dr. Dog and Nurse Rabbit come out to welcome them. But something seems wrong. Nurse Rabbit doesn't look well at all. Oh no, she suddenly faints. Peppa rushes over to check on her. While Mummy Pig gently wipes the sweat from Nurse Rabbit's forehead. Dr. Dog quickly goes to get some medicine, hoping it will help her recover. At last, everyone breathes a sigh of relief, and the whole group shares a warm, happy smile now that everything is okay. Hide and seek. It's a bright and sunny day at the garden. The friends are looking for something fun to play. Peppa has an idea. Let's play hide and seek. Susie begins to count while everyone hides. Peppa finds a perfect spot behind the big tree. George hides quietly inside the toy box. Danny sneaks behind the garden fence. Susie opens her eyes. Time to find the others. The garden is quiet, but not too quiet. Huh? Something is moving over there. The first one is found. What a surprise! Now, who's hiding behind those leaves? A curly little tail gives someone away. And Peppa is found. The game is getting exciting. Only one friend left to find. Oops, that was too easy to spot. Everyone laughs and celebrates together. Peppa wants to play one more round. And off they go again, running in all directions. It's another wonderful day of fun and laughter for Peppa and her friends. Peppa's Sweet Shop. Peppa and George are opening their very own candy shop. They decorate the shop with balloons and ribbons. Look at all the colorful candies. Oops, George dropped some candy. They clean up together. Their first customer has arrived. Susie picks her favorite cake. George packed the treats carefully. Oh! Business is going well. More friends are coming to visit. The candy shop is full of happy customers. Peppa and George are busy serving their friends. The shelves are almost empty. The last cupcake is sold. What a success! Peppa tidies up after a busy day. Everything is sold out. After a busy day, George takes a little rest. The shop closes for the day. And they are proud of their sweet little shop. What a wonderful day at Peppa's Sweet Shop. See you next time. Let's join the marathon. Today, Peppa and her friends are joining a fun marathon in the sunny park. Everyone is excited to run together. They warm up and stretch, ready for the big race. Even Daddy Pig joins in. Mommy Pig blows the whistle. Let's go! And off they go. Peppa runs fast with Susie by her side. George is a little tired, but Peppa cheers him on. Go! Peppa stops to help her friend Rebecca Rabbit. Daddy Pig slows down but keeps smiling. Time for a little drink break. Everyone's having fun together. George pedals as fast as he can. They're almost at the finish line. Look, they're finishing together. Everyone gets a shiny medal. Because in Peppa's world, everyone's a winner.
Building a treehouse. One peaceful weekend morning in the backyard. Dad steps outside with a cup of water. He walks slowly, looking around. Suddenly, he stops. In front of him stands a large tree. Its trunk was cut long ago, leaving a strong base and thick branches. An idea appears. He walks back into the house. Mum is cleaning. Sister is reading a book. Little brother is playing on the floor. Dad gestures toward the garden, then draws the shape of a small house in the air. Everyone looks surprised, then smiles with excitement. Dad drives to bring back wooden boards and beams. Mum and Sister prepare hammers, nails, rope, and measuring tape. Brother follows behind. Work begins. Dad measures the tree, marks the positions carefully. Mum holds the boards steady. Sister hands over nails and tools. Tap, tap, tap. The sound of hammering fills the sunny air. Slowly, the frame takes shape. A small wooden floor, 4 strong supports, a railing around it. Then comes a simple roof and tiny wooden windows. By afternoon, the tree house is complete. The family stands below, looking up. Their eyes shine with pride. Dad climbs first, carefully, step by step. Mum follows. Sister holds brother's hand as they climb together. Inside, it feels warm and cozy. Sunlight streams through the window, drawing soft lines on the floor. Mum spreads a small cloth, places snacks, fruit, and drinks. Sister arranges cushions in the corner. Brother sits by the window, watching the garden. Dad sits in the middle, laugh and chat happily.
Peppa Pig visits a doctor. It's raining hard today. Peppa and George are stuck inside, not sure what to do. Peppa looks over and sees that George has already fallen asleep. Outside, the raindrops tap tap on the roof like gentle music. Soon, Peppa falls asleep too. Peppa wakes up needing the toilet, but as she walks downstairs, she slips and hurts her leg. Daddy Pig and George rush to help, and they all go to the hospital. At the hospital, Peppa sits on the examination chair, feeling a little scared. Daddy Pig and George stay close, cheering her up and helping her be brave. Miss Rabbit takes care of Peppa's injury and wraps it gently. Peppa feels better, and everyone cheers happily together.
A small trip to the market. In the late afternoon, the whole family went to the market together. The air was lively, filled with voices, footsteps, and the gentle clatter of goods being arranged. Mum carefully chose fresh vegetables, checking each bundle with a thoughtful look. Dad stopped by the fish stalls, comparing sizes and freshness, while the sister wandered around the fruit stands, picking out bright oranges and sweet-smelling apples. The little brother followed behind, his small steps quick and curious, occasionally stopping to stare at colourful candies and quietly asking for a treat. Dad would pretend to shake his head, trying to look serious, saying no at first. The little boy would pout slightly, his eyes full of hope. Then, when no one was looking, Dad would secretly slip a small candy into his hand, making him beam with delight. The sister noticed and laughed softly, while Mum shook her head in amusement. Simple moments like these filled the busy market with warmth and gentle joy. As the shopping bags slowly filled up, their hands grew heavier, but their hearts felt light. They walked side by side through the narrow streets, chatting about dinner plans, school stories, and small things from the day. The sound of their footsteps mixed with laughter and casual conversation, creating a comforting rhythm on the way home. That small trip to the market, with its simple tasks and playful moments, turned into a precious family memory. One made not from grand adventures, but from shared time, gentle care, and the quiet happiness of being together.
Polly Parrot. Today, Peppa and George visit Granny and Grandpa Pig.
Hello, Peppa. Hello, George.
Hello, Granny. Hello, Grandpa.
Granny Pig has a surprise for them.
Peppa, George, this is our pet parrot. She's called Polly.
Wow! Mummy, why does Polly copy everything that Granny says?
That's what parrots do, dear. I'll show you. Hello, Polly.
Everyone is having lunch. Hello, Polly! But Polly just can't stop talking.
Hello.
Peppa and George love Polly Parrot. They'll visit again soon.